Hi all, my name's Faith and you might recognise me from my stint on hit MTV show Geordie Shore. I am so excited to have teamed up with SeaPigs to create a documentary web series following my journey to learn all about sustainability. What do I know about sustainability? Honestly, not a lot. When I think of the word sustainable, I think long-lasting, good for the environment, very positive things. But I also think brown and boring and shabby and just doesn't represent me. So I want to bring glamour and sustainability together as one and find out where the fun is in sustainability. Pirate climate agreement. Hi my little piglets, I hope you are doing so well. The sun is shining, the birds are tweeting, it's such a glorious day. I'm sitting down to make this video because the other week I had a really interesting Zoom with a woman called Katerina, who's the Communications and Outreach Associate for the Centre of United Nations Constitutional Research. I learned so much from this interview, but sadly because of COVID, we had to do it over Zoom. So I thought to save you having to sit and watch a 40-minute Zoom, I'm going to take the most important points and let you know what I learned from Katerina.
So, hi Faith, it's very nice to meet you and thank you so much for inviting me to speak about sustainability, about climate change. This is what I'm passionate about. So what I do is I'm a climate ambassador and I work for a think tank which is based in Brussels, and what we do is we advocate for climate action. So I'll just give you a very brief overview. Okay. Right now, we're in the middle of a big climate change crisis. It's a global challenge. It's a global issue, a problem that no country on its own can solve, not the UK, France, US. It's a problem that has been created by whole of humanity, by our consumption of carbon. And we as a humanity have to, tackle this issue together.
One of Katerina's main beliefs was sustainability doesn't have boundaries, and it's something we need to work together to come up with a solution. She believes we need a global governance for issues like sustainability and climate change, because what's the use of one country going out of the way and doing all this amazing work if the other 10 countries aren't putting their effort in? It's not going to make a difference. So she believes we need something similar like the UN, which is a together governance to be able to implicate and hold businesses and countries accountable for their actions and what they put out into the environment. I don't know personally how I feel about this. I understand in theory why it would work better, but I think in my head, maybe being a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, the idea of a global governance just doesn't sit right with me. I just feel like that could be dangerous, like one power running everything. I don't know how I feel about that one, but I understand when it comes to issues like sustainability, why that would be the best solution. Katerina worked with something called a think tank. And basically what this does is they give their expert scientific advice to the governments on how to change their environmental policies. So there's think tanks about all different subjects in life. Katerina works for the environmental think tank. So what they do is they get all the research, get all the numbers and figures, and then they go and educate the government and tell the government exactly what they need to do to improve that certain situation. Because of how most governments work, sustainability isn't at the forefront of the leaders' minds, because the impact of it isn't going to happen when they're in leadership. They're just focusing on the next 4 years. How can they get from where they are now to still be in power in 4 years? They're not thinking of 20 years down the line. In their heads, it's kind of a not their issue. They're not going to be in power at the time, so they don't need to take responsibility and they don't need to make changes. Which is so naff. They tell all us as individuals what we need to do and what we need to sacrifice. But them as big corporations and politicians aren't taking accountability and aren't changing what they do. So it's we the people, for the people. This is what we want. This is how we want to better it. And it's the government's taking that initiative and listen to what we say. Just a fun question I want to throw out there. If there was nothing in your way stopping you personally, what would be your solution to this global climate problem, if you had all the resources in the world, no one was going to say no to your ideas, what would be your first step to fixing the problem?
My first step, well, that's actually a very good question. I don't know how to answer it because I would say so many things, but I would change the UN, how the UN works. If I had a magic, stick and
Magic wand, yeah.
Yeah, if I could do that, that would be the first thing. I would change how the UN works, and I would make countries have more sustainable economies. I think that's what I would do.
I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this interview and had so much fun learning along with me. Whatever platform you're watching this on, remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, just share some love. We'll really appreciate it, and let us know what you want to see next. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much, Katerina, for giving us your time.